Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramon, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
Welcome to the world of a business owner, juggling a whirlwind of responsibilities 2 to 5 years into the journey. Now, envision the transformative power of a mentor guiding you towards efficiency, fostering communication skills, and setting realistic goals. This mentor is the key molding a successful, profitable, socially conscious company. Harness the power of mentorship and let your business thrive. BrainShare Business Mentors is one of the top 10 mentoring firms in the San Francisco Bay Area. Let us help you build the business of your dreams. Select your path and get started today.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. Doing business in life with a purpose, serving others and achieving success. Yes, serve people. Don't worry about the outcome, and you'll be successful, whatever that looks like. I'm your host, Steve Ramon, and we created this show for you because I want you, the audience, to be motivated, inspired, and educated to learn how to do business, and I think more importantly, live life to make an impact in the world. I have an incredible guest today. This guy is going to blow you out of the water. But while you're listening to him, I want you to think about how you're going to serve today. Just one act of service. And what impact will you create today that will lead on more impacts down the road? I want to thank my two sponsors, BrainShare.us. Discover how to create a self-sustaining business that thrives even in your absence. You can have a business that doesn't tie you down, and we'll guide you through the steps to build an enterprise to operate smoothly without your constant oversight. That's BrainShare.us and PitchDB.com. Imagine 11,000 conferences you could pitch to be a speaker, 3 million podcasts, radio shows, TV shows, newspapers, magazines. That's all there in pitchdb.com. I use it. I've got myself a guest on a couple of podcasts myself. Take a look at it in the show notes. And if you have any questions, reach out. Now, as you all who listen to my shows over and over again, I talk about impact in the beginning, and there's a purpose for that because every one of my guests, I want to make an impact. And we just came off of Green Room on fire, talking about God and faith and how he's going to help. But we're going to talk some business today, too. Michael, welcome to the show.
Steve, thanks for having me here. It is going to be a great time, and I'm just honored to be here. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, it's interesting, DeLon. Did I say it right, or DeLon?
It's DeLon, like you're going to go outside and mow. DeLon.
DeLon. Look at that. That is so smart. I thought it said DeLon, the fountain of youth. Which you are, after we were talking about, I'm younger already in 5 minutes than I have been before. But
I love it.
This is great. So one of the questions you have is, what is the credibility calculator? I know a lot of calculators. What is this?
Yeah. So my whole realm, my street that I run on is credibility. You know, my background and my business is helping experts create a book without writing a word, position them as an expert in the eyes of their audience. And I talk a lot about credibility. And for a long time, everybody's like, well, what is that? How do you know if you're credible or not? And so I decided to create a calculator. It's an online calculator. It takes less than 5 minutes. I did all the research and figured out in the mind of your audience, what is it that your audience looks for to determine whether or not you're actually credible at what you do? And so I've got 20 questions that you answer. It takes less than 5 minutes, and I give you a credibility score, 0 to 100. And then after that, you're going to get 5 emails from me. Each email has a video that teaches you how to increase your credibility in the eyes of your audience, because marketing happens in the mind of your audience. It's how do they think about you. And so the credibility calculator is just a really quick way to punch in the answers to these really simple questions, and I'll give you a score, and you'll know how credible you are in the eyes of your audience, and then how to improve it.
Authenticity. I can never say that word. I just did a great job saying it today. So good Lord, thank you.
Right.
That's probably a big part of credibility, right?
Well, it is. Yeah, it really is. It's showing up as you and being real. I didn't do video for a long time, Steve, because I didn't have the right studio, and I thought I had to wear a certain outfit, and I had to speak. And I finally, after a while, went, I'm just going to show up as Michael. And if you don't like Michael, if you don't like this, just go away, because we're not going to do anything together. But if you like this, then hang around and we'll have some conversations, because this is exactly who you get when you're on a sales call with me, or when you're my client or on a coach. This is me, authentic. And it works so well because I don't have to pretend to be anybody but me.
I've got to add, that is so awesome what you just said, because people, when you're a servant heart or in servitude, whatever you call that, you can say no. You are serving, like you said, hey, if we're not a fit, that's okay. Let's shake hands, hug, whatever, move on. And there'll be other people. You'll find somebody and I'll find somebody. I so love that you said that, because I had to learn that myself. I thought I had to serve everybody. I'm like, Steve, what are you doing?
That's right.
The other component to all this is credibility from your ego standpoint or credibility from your faith standpoint. What's more important?
For me, it's from my faith standpoint, because from a marketing perspective, or for just life, people will buy who you are more than what you do. We're all in very competitive environments, right? But at the end of the day, people buy me and the trust that they place in me to be a man of my word, that when I say, Steve, I'm going to create a phenomenal book with you. I'm going to make you an Amazon best-selling author. I'm going to teach you how to use that book to grow clients. They believe me because I'm consistent in every area. That trumps any kind of credentials I might have or anything else.
Yeah, it does. Well, you got a great comment here in my notes, a story about escaping prison and how you got where you are today. I want to jump into that. I'm very curious.
Yeah. So I started my business back in 2013, right after I escaped from prison. And it's not a literal prison. It was an emotional prison. I was stuck in a job that I hated for 2 years at a ministry to families and marriages that I absolutely loved. And I was there. Let me tell you my story. It'll make a whole lot more sense. Okay. My wife and I got married in 1990. In the 90s, I was in Christian radio marketing and sales. That's where I learned to do marketing. First 5 years of my marriage, Steve, were like this. My wife and I are complete opposites. We both grew up in church, but nobody taught us how to be married. And so we fought and had issues. So we went to a Family Life Weekend to Remember marriage conference. Family Life is part of Campus Crusade for Christ. And we sat in a ballroom of 1,000 people. They shared God's blueprints for marriage. I didn't know he had blueprints. So we grabbed the blueprints. We applied them. Our marriage got better in the 90s. We had 2 sons in that time period. I was still working in Christian radio. God led us out of Christian radio to a startup.com. It went bankrupt. And then I was standing in my living room going, what am I supposed to do now, God? And he spoke to my heart. And he's like, Michael, I want you in a ministry to marriages. I want you at Family Life, that ministry that changed our marriage. I said, great. Well, we had to raise our support because we were missionaries. So it took 2 years to do that. Moved to Little Rock, Arkansas, with their world headquarters. Climbed the corporate ladder. 6 years later, I'm on the leadership team of this international ministry to families. Wow. They start going through corporate reorganizations. Third reorganizational chart rolls out. My name's no longer on the leadership team. So they start shuffling me around the ministry. That was a 2-year prison term, as I call it, because I just got sucked dry every day. So I finally got fed up. I said, I got to get out of this place, God. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go help business owners with marketing, because they hate it and they struggle with it. And I love it. And he said, go. So on January 1st, 2013, I escaped from prison, started a marketing consulting firm, and came out and talked to you about your businesses. Steve, I can help you grow your business. And we'd have a great conversation. And he'd say, Michael, what have you done in the last few years? Who else have you helped? I said, well, help build marriages and families at Family Life. And you'd say, Michael, that's honorable. Way to go. Oh, look at the time. I've got another meeting, Michael. Let's reschedule and talk about this some more later on. Nobody would hire me, Steve, because they saw me as a ministry guy, not a marketing guy. And so I knew I had to fix that. So I went to my church, prayed one day, and God gave me the idea to take all of my marketing strategies and ideas and put them in a book. So I wrote my first book on marketing back in 2013. Then I'd call you, set an appointment. I'd mail a copy of my book to you. I'd walk into your office the next week, and there it was. My book was on your desk, dog-eared, highlighted, underlined. You'd read my book. And in that meeting, you'd pick up my book and say, now, Michael, in your book, you said, how do you help me do that? And you hired me. And I started gaining clients, and I thought, wow, this is a really great marketing strategy. Why don't business owners do this? So I created a process that eliminates all the barriers, and we now help business owners create a book without writing a word. We teach them how to use their book to gain clients, and it's been phenomenal and a great family business that continues to grow. So that's how I got here. That's my prison escape story, because I was locked in a job I hated for 2 years, and it just wasn't me. I wasn't able to serve because they weren't asking me about my talents, abilities, and gifts. They were plugging me in because I was a warm body, and that's not how you grow a business.
No, nobody's done it. Warren Buffett all the way down to entrepreneur. And that's such an incredible story. I'm thinking back to what you said about being in prison and the book and book agencies. There's a ton of them. You know that. You're in the industry.
Yeah.
But I had another guest on that would he'd send 2 books out to a podcast host. One was for me and one was to give out to somebody.
Absolutely.
Again, a servant heart like you. And I love how you do that with the book. When you step in, guys, audience, males and females, that tip is awesome. I'm going to stop now real quick because it's about you, but people think a book is going to make me sales. I'm going to be, the go-giver. Bob Burg's go-giver makes $7 million. No. What other tool? Go ahead.
You're not going to get rich selling your book on Amazon, right?
No.
You're going to gain wealth by serving, by putting your book in the hands, prospects, clients, centers of influence, letting them hand it out so people will spend an hour or so with you reading your book, hearing your story, connecting with you as you share how you've served other people just like them. And then they come to you preconditioned to hire you because they've already spent 2 hours with you. That's how you use your book to grow your business.
That is so cool with you, because it is with you. These are my words, my legacy, my mission, and all 100%. That. Let's keep on going on this journey. What else can people do with their book besides that, which is a great idea?
Oh, man. Yeah. So everybody loves referrals, right? So let's talk about referrals. Well, all right, let's back up. First of all, put it on your website. Okay. Book on the website, get a free copy of my book. That should be like your call to action everywhere. They go to your website, they put in their email address to get the PDF copy of your book. Now you're adding people to your list, your database. That's your number one asset in business. Now they're yours, per se. Thank you page comes up. Nice little video. Thank you so much for downloading a copy of my book. It's going to be in your inbox in just a couple of minutes. It is full of great information dealing with the questions you're having right now about XYZ, whatever your industry is, right? If you would like, I'd be happy to mail you a free copy. Won't cost you a penny. You might, if you're like me, you like a physical copy to underline and highlight. Just tell me where to mail it. I'll stick it in the mail. You'll have it in a couple of days. We're working people through the funnel. Now, after that, 50% of the people will give you their information, by the way, to get a physical book. Now your email follow-up after that is an email on every chapter of the book. So now you've got 8 or 10 or 12 emails all talking about the book and saying, when you're ready, Steve, let's have a conversation. Here's a place to book a call with when you're ready. I'm not jumping down your throat saying, schedule a call with me, schedule a call. Can you schedule a call with me? Please schedule a call with me. No, I'm an expert. I'm going to hand this over to you. I'm going to educate you. And when you're ready, I want to be the first one you think of and the one you feel the best about, because I've given you information. So that's another strategy. Referrals, as soon as you've consummated the sale or delivered your product and everybody's happy, you say, Steve, would you do me a favor? And they'll always say yes, because they're happy. And you say, you probably don't know this, Steve, but most of my business doesn't come from the marketing and advertising you see us doing. It comes from the referrals, the recommendations of our happy clients. Would you do me a favor, and would you take 3 or 4 or 5 copies of my book? And as you're talking with your friends in the next week or two about how I've served you, would you just do me a favor and hand them a copy of my book and say, this is the person I trust. They helped me set up my estate plan or whatever it is. I think you should read their book. You talk about multiplying referrals. Those are 3 strategies right there that will bring you more clients and you know what to do with when you are consistent doing it. because it's totally different than all the other marketing that they're seeing.
Yeah. And cheaper
Highly
too.
relational.
Yeah, you
Highly
go
related.
Facebook
Oh,
ads, Instagram ad. You're gonna spend thousands a month. This, you know, you do 100 books, cost you 20, you know, it's 2,000, but
no,
or 10 books or 50, whatever. It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
It's so an audience. I don't do this much, but I want to recap. Did you notice what Michael did? Value, 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 value
Mm,
for free. That's what a servant does. A servant's heart does. And why I love doing podcasts, Michael, I get to learn this stuff firsthand, and I get to help, help people and you.
All right, so let me give your audience another tip. So when we have, so I'm a high ticket item, Steve. Okay, to do a custom book with me, it's about 30 grand. Okay, now I back it up with a 2-year double your money back guarantee because I know it works. But in my funnel, I have emails that go out, video based emails and things to educate. One of the videos is a 45-minute webinar recap that we've done that talks about the process we use, because I get a lot of questions about, well, how do you do this? How do you capture my voice? So we did a webinar that answers all of those questions. 2 days before you talk with me, you get a video on programs and pricing. I explain to you all of my book programs and all of the pricing before you and I ever talk, so that when we get on the call, you're not walking into a dark room. You don't have this question, well, how much is this? No, I give all that to you up front. And the fun part is I get people canceling the appointment because I tell them in the video, it's like, a lot of people like this, they just don't have a clue how much a custom professional book is. If this is too much for you, that's okay. Go ahead and cancel our call, save both of our time. When the day comes that you're ready, then rebook on us and we'll be happy to serve you then. And what it does is it weeds out people who aren't ready, but people who are ready and they show up on the call, I don't have to worry about price because they already know the price. Now we can have a conversation about how do we serve you to grow your business and use your book. It is so fun, but most people say, well, don't tell them the price till the very end. Hold it back. It's like, why? I want to give it to you. I want you to be educated. It changes the game.
Yeah, I was on a sales program. I spent a lot of thousands of dollars on it. It's exactly what they did. Wait to never bring it up first. I love what you're doing. That tip right there is huge. Again, we're going back to, he said no in a video before the call is even done. If it's 100%. Too much, and we get bamboozled all the time with, hey, come, I just had this morning. Hey, I got this. It's a leads program. Well, it's 20K. I get enough leads. Or, they start pushing and being aggressive. Yeah. Go ahead. You had a great comment, it sounds like.
Well, no, it's serving, it's putting things out there and realizing I don't need your business. I'm here to serve you. If there's a good fit, we'll do business. If it's not, I want you to say, wow, I never knew it was going to be that much. I got to cancel this appointment, because you're going to talk to somebody who's thinking about doing a book and you're going to say, you need to go talk to Michael, a paperback expert. Here's kind of what it is, but the guy's straightforward. He doesn't pull any punches. He gives you all the information up front. And I'm building trust with people who aren't my clients. I like that. My reputation is more important than any money I'll ever get. Our family verse, Steve, you didn't even ask me. This is Proverbs 22:1. A good name is better than riches.
And which one was that again?
Proverbs 22:1. That has been our family verse for years.
I love it. And here's the question that I want to ask you that I know some people are thinking, and I hear all the time about serving in, okay, Michael, are you successful? And I mean, you're not homeless. You're not 100,000 in debt, million in debt, whatever.
Yeah.
Are you or aren't you?
I'm not in debt. We have zero debt except our house, which we don't know much on. Praise God for that. And the business has grown consistently year over year. I'm in my 13th year of business. I started this in 2013. I think that's right. And our business is growing. We had our best year ever last year, both top line revenue and net profit, which is net profit is what I really keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And we just continue to grow at a steady pace, right? I want to grow steadily. I've built my team over years. We've got about 30 people working in our organization. And my eldest son is my chief operating officer. My wife's my bookkeeper. And we help a lot of families in our team, right, as we grow. This is a generational business. I've got a 200-year vision for my company to hand it off to my son and their children whenever they have them, because we're serving people, and people always need help in marketing. Yeah. Books are going to be around for a long time.
No, we're in the people asset business, and marketing's right there. Here's people asset. And marketing is tied to the people asset.
Absolutely.
And audience, I did not want Michael to tell you ego wise, he's doing so well. My point was he's serving, he's giving value, he's taking care of people. They're not his clients, and he's successful. That's a message I want people to hear. And Michael, God bless you. And thank you. Get fired up about this because I hear it all the time. I need money, but you tell me to serve and give away value. Right?
Yeah. Well, the more you give, the more you're going to get. We've heard that from Zig Ziglar and the Go Giver, but I kind of learned it originally from Jesus. You just look at the guy. He came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So how can I live that out? I'm probably not going to die for you, but I can give, I can serve, and it all comes back because what is at the end of the day, what am I after? If I'm after the almighty dollar, that's called idolatry, and it's not going to fulfill me. But when I serve, I get great fulfillment. So you didn't ask it. I'm going to give you two more things from me because because of who you are. So I created a mission statement years and years and years ago. And I've lived with it, and it just fits who I am. So my mission in life, I think what God put me on this earth to do is to facilitate growth in organizations and individuals. I can do that everywhere. I'm doing it right now with you and your audience, right? When I go home tonight and I walk in see my wife cooking and how can I help, honey? I'm facilitating growth. That motivates me because as long as I'm facilitating growth in people's lives, I'm successful. Has nothing to do with money. It's a mindset. And then a few years ago, I was in a coaching program, mastermind, and they brought in a guy and he challenged us to summarize our life in 6 words. So, wow, that's challenging. So I took a week or two and I came up with my 6-word statement, Stephen. I live by this every day. It's what motivates me. It's what drives me in every area of my life. Live this day for that day. That day being the day I stand eyeball to eyeball with Jesus Christ. He's going to look at me and say, Michael, I gave you gifts, talents, abilities. What'd you do with them? Well done, my good and faithful servant. I live my life based on those 6 words, and it drives me to serve, to give, because I'm not trying to please you, Steve. I'm trying to please Jesus in how I live my life. I'm not perfect. I fail every day. Yeah. But God knows my heart. Just like David's a man after God's own heart, I think that's where I'm trying to be, as a man after God's own heart, and I fail miserably day after day, and he picks me up and pats me on the butt and says, all right, let's go again.
Do it again.
Come on, my child.
Get back up. You fell down, get back up.
And it's so freeing because I only have one audience, Jesus.
And he was the King of Kings, and if he could be a servant,
I think I can.
We'll just leave it at that. We're coming to the end here. This flew by, and I know why, but we won't get into that. But you mentioned about clear message, and I love that because with podcast hosts who I mentor, doesn't matter, like you said, what you are video, is your message clear and can they hear it? Talk about that.
Yeah. A clear message is the number one thing in marketing, bar none. Whether you do a book, a podcast, whatever, it's how do you cut through the clutter? So in our business, we struggled for the first few years because I was trying to figure out, how do you explain what I do? And at first it was the easiest way to publish your own book. Well, okay, that wasn't grabbing people's attention. And so we finally, after a bunch of failures, God gave us this message, and we've landed on it. It's create your book without writing a word. That is a crystal clear message that connects with my audience, and it compels them to lean in and go, how do you do that? Well, now I've got a conversation going on, right? It's a clear message. It's been my message for, 6 or 7 years now. It hasn't changed at all. It doesn't need to. But that message, it's like parting the Red Sea. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of book publishers out there, right? Not many will help you create your book without writing a word. Do it under 24 hours of your time. All these little nuggets, these little signature bites, as I would call them, that I drop in lots of different places. My prison story, right? The credibility calculator, all these messages. It helps me define my clear message so that I stand out from the crowd and you remember me. Hey, I'm thinking about doing a book. Well, you should do it with that guy who helps you do it without writing a word. Yeah, what's his name? We'll find him. Michael. Yeah, he was right. It allows people to remember me. And remember, in marketing, I want to be the first one you think of and the one you feel the best about when you're ready. It all comes back to your clear message that separates you from everybody else.
You're an insurance agent out there listening, a realtor, a coach, a business coach, a lawyer, multitude of it's not competition cloud, multitude of people doing these. What Michael just said in that last 2 or 3 minutes, you need to listen to, because that will change the game for you. Because why are some lawyers super successful and the majority of them are struggling? Why are 5% of realtors making money and the other 95% aren't? Because exactly what you said.
Yeah.
This has been an unbelievable podcast.
Right.
I bless you so much. And I've said this twice that I've done, you're my third show today. I'd love to have you back and talk more about books and marketing and some of these great ideas. Any last words for the audience?
You know, really, the last word is be yourself.
Yeah.
I struggled for years when I was trying to be what I thought my audience wanted me to be. And my business really started growing when I just showed up as Michael. Tell your story. You have a prison story, right? You have a story to tell. Tell that story and it will connect with your right audience.
That's a game changer. And here's a phrase that, audience, you need to hear, that Michael lives by and I live by now. What you think about me is none of my business. You
Love
can
that.
move on. I do too. I think of it all the time. So everybody, use this podcast platform or YouTube, whatever you're watching or listening to this. It's got a forward button and a reverse button, just like the old cassettes.
Yep.
I'm old enough to do that. Michael, you're a little lot younger than me. You remember those. The podcast has that, and the YouTube has that for a reason.
Yes.
Some of these $1 million tips you might want to listen to over and write your notes. And maybe you took notes now, but use that. That's the power of a podcast. Me and Michael would love for you to watch and listen to the whole show, but it's not priority to us. If a little bit of this show helps you, we've been blessed by God. We're blessing you, and that's all this is all about. Don't forget about my show, Together We Serve. It's on Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. I got swag. I got hats. I got shirts. I got hoodies and all kinds of great stuff. It says doing business with a servant's heart. Your network's your net worth. You can grab the link on my show notes and walk around with that message and be proud to have that. I'm proud to say it, and I'm proud to have Michael, a wonderful guest. And last but not least, I thank you so much, and God bless you for listening or watching this incredible show. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Thank you all.